Hello and welcome back. In this video, we're going to be having a look at some progress I've made on my Lord Relictor and my Knight Incantor. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please hit the subscribe button and destroy the bell button with your relic hammer and you'll never miss an upload. So what we'll do is we will take a look at I believe we'll have a look at my Lord Relictor first, and then we'll have a look at the Knight Incantor, which I got with my getting started with Age of Sigmar. So here is the Lord Relictor. It's a fun model to paint. There's a lot of detail on there, and a better painter than I would have an even more cracking time. But I did actually enjoy painting it. It was quite fun. I mean, I probably should do something. Is it going to focus? Are you going to focus? Nope, probably not. Let's have a bit of a... There we go. So I probably should have done something on the candles, maybe like an orange or red end, which I could still do, careful. And there's a blue sack of what have you. But basically it's a cool looking model. He's got a skull, basically a skull mask and a big hammer, which is called the Relic Hammer, which gives you, I believe it's 4 attacks, hitting on a 3, wounds on a 3, -1 rend and 1 damage. So it's not completely, what's the word, overpowered or anything, because this isn't his main strength, but he's a pretty good weapon, he's a pretty good fighter. He's got a 3-up save as well, 4-inch move, so he's not very fast, but he's got 5 wounds to keep him going. And obviously, as you can see, he's got a lot of, I don't know what the word is for it, I want to say it's like parchment maybe, but this guy is... he's basically a way to buff your army. The way you do it is he has some special abilities. You can either pick one or two. No you can't. One or the other. So the first one is the Healing Storm, and that one says in your hero phase you can pick a friendly Stormcast Eternal model within 12 inch of this model and roll a dice. On a 3+, which I believe it used to be a 4+, it's now a 3. You can heal up to D3 wounds that have been allocated to that model. A Lord Relictor cannot use the Lightning Storm and Healing Storm abilities in the same turn. So there we go, there's a bit of a hint. The Lightning Storm ability, in your hero phase, pick one enemy model instead of a Stormcast within 12 inch of this model. Roll the dice on a 3+. The unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. In addition, subtracts 1 from hit rolls for attacks made by that unit until your next hero phase. A Lord Relictor cannot use the Lightning Storm and Healing Storm abilities in the same turn. So he's a good unit to have alongside either like Liberators or Retributors, or even your Lord on Dracoth or something like that, because he can heal him, or he can make the other ones -1 to hit. So if you've got like a basic chaff unit that might hit on 4s, they're going to hit on 5s, and they're going to have a really bad time of it. If they already hit on 5s, then shame on them. They're going to have a really sucky time. And obviously it's on a 3+, right? So with that 3+, you are more often than not going to get it off, rather than 50% of the time. So you can almost rely on it, you know, as like a healer unit. So you have a couple of characters near a unit or two and have this guy alongside. So it's pretty cool. The rules for this model, I like it. Obviously he is a hero, so he could actually be your general if you wanted to. I mean, there's possibly better choices, but as a model goes, it's a pretty solid one to help your army. So we'll go and have a look now at the Knight Incantor. So this one will probably be a little bit less rules heavy than the other one, but here we have the Knight Incantor. So the Knight Incantor is a wizard, so he can cast spells. He also has a bit of a thingy where you can smash these, I want to call them spirit flasks. You can pick 1, 2 or 3, and it does damage mortal wounds to models within 3 inches, 6 inches of you. I can't remember the exact rule, but it's like a bit of a quick way of doing it. So I will say these stones here, when you get it, it's actually got a little bit extra, so it looks like he's levitating the stones. However, they got in the way, so I just locked them off and just put a stone on his base. As you can see on there, you might not be able to see actually, yeah. a minuscule little hole, and that's where you prod it into. And that's where his feet sit on. So, stupid as it sounds, it's an easy to build model, but it's relatively hard to do. It's tricky and fiddly if you're a beginner, so maybe not the best one. But I do like the model. The Sculpt, look at me trying to sound cool, is pretty cool. And again, as before, a better painter than I would have a whale of a time on this one. I like the face and the baldness of him. I think he looks a bit cool. Obviously he's ginger. I have to make him ginger if I can help it. I mean, one or two is going to have grey hair. What would have been a cool thing to do, which somebody did mention, is maybe paint him a bit more like Thanos, give him purple skin, but it wouldn't have fit with the rest of my army, so I didn't do that. But I did put different coloured like gems in his gauntlet, so it looks like he's about to go. Someone else did say that I should maybe bend this finger down so it looks like he's swearing, but I thought I'll give that one a break. So the one downside I'll say on this model, we'll have a little look at the back. The back's pretty cool. Again, a better painter than I would have a field day with this thing. Is the staff is the worst thing on the model. So I'm not that delicate with models, but it did snap, and I wasn't being too undelicate, if you know what I mean. So it's really, 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 really tricky to get back on. So for that thing, I would have maybe said, maybe not this model for a starter, but it's a cool model. It is. And if it snaps off again, I don't know if I'll repair it. I'll just get a shift of it. I mean, I could, people saying about pinning it in other videos and other comments before. So I don't know if I would do that, because I don't know if it's just really, really thin. So hard to do. I mean, I'd have to get a really tiny drill and pop a thingy. I mean, I could do it. It could be done, so I'm not going to rule it out. But overall, I like the model, and I think it would maybe need a bit of work on the staff. But but what I'm saying here is, it's not a great model for a beginner, but it is a cool free model, if you can call it a free model for a £5 magazine. But still, that's with Games Workshop, that is free. That's their definition of free. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Obviously, I've got to finish the base. I've got to tidy up a little bit and put some green grass on there, as I like to do. Yes, I've already said, put your comments down below if you like it or you hate them. It would be cool to hear from you guys. Thank you.